Là. Excusez, je suis désolé, là, c'est vraiment de la merde, là, ce que je suis en train de faire. Je suis énervé, personne ne m'aide, mais personne ne m'aide. Mais putain, mais... Allez! Je suis désolé, franchement, là, je déteste. Caméra, allez, putain! Confie... Ok, trou de balle, tu veux jouer à ça? Tu veux jouer ou tu vas perdre? Donc, comme ça, au moins, c'est clair. Tu veux jouer avec moi, mais tu perds à chaque fois, donc arrête de faire chier le monde. Arrête d'emmerder le monde, voilà. Allez, tu veux rejouer, tu veux jouer, tu vas perdre. Allez, putain. Voilà, connard.
Best. Yes, let's go! That's a next plushie for you. Well done. That's yours. Something to color. What is the name of K-Vess's starship? Oh God. You can do this, Citron. I don't know. Take a guess.
J'en ai marre. J'en ai marre. Bon, je vous laisse regarder.
So close, but it's not correct. Well, we still got your next plushie, so well done though. Yay! You still get. Yay! Okay, I am here with
Jan.
Jan, lovely to speak to you. And where are you from today?
I'm from Switzerland.
Stunning. Are you ready to win some Star Wars prizes? Yes, let's go. Okay, question number 1. What is the name of K-Vess's main companion?
The little guy called Nix.
Yes, it is! And here he is now. Congrats! Way! Good. Okay, are you ready to step up a level now?
Yes.
Okay. And how can Nix help K in battle in the game?
So he can attack people and pull levers and stuff.
That sounds good to me. I think that's correct. Let's go. GG's! Well done. The Star Wars controller is yours. GG's. I am here with...
Marcel.
Marcel, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. Are you ready to win some Star Wars prizes?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. First question. What's the launch date of Star Wars Outlaws?
It's the 30th of August.
Yes, it is! GG's! Woo! And next for you. Let's go. Not long at all. Ilga, how are you today?
Thank you very much, fine.
Awesome. Let's win some Star Wars prizes together. You ready?
Yes, I am.
First question. What is the preferred weapon of K-Vess?
It's a blaster.
Yes, it's a heavy blaster. Let's go. And next plushie for you. Well done. Are you ready to step it up a level?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Next question, a bit harder. Where did K grow up?
On Tatooine, but I have forgot the exact place.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was Cantonica and Canto Bite, but so close. Well done. Enjoy the next plushie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's go. Woo. Yay. Woo. Okay, I'm now here with
Thomas.
Thomas.
Je suis de
Lovely
retour.
to chat to you. Are you ready to win some Star Wars prizes?
I hopefully do, yeah.
I believe in you. Okay, first question.
Yeah.
Who is the publisher of Star Wars Outlaws the game?
It's Ubisoft.
Yes, it is! And next plushie for you. Woo! Let's go. Okay, next question, a little bit harder now. Okay.
I've tried.
Bon là, ils
What
sont
type
juste
of
en train, voilà,
droid is
de montrer.
K's PAL ND5. What kind of droid?
It must be a PX Commander.
Yes, it is! PS Commando droid. Yeah!
Les lumières ne vont pas fonctionner hein, parce que je suis en partage de connexion avec mon téléphone, parce que je sais pas pourquoi, aujourd'hui il fait son caprice, le PC, mon MacBook là. Ça va encore durer 3 plombes leur truc là.
An Xbox Series X. All you need to do is head over to twitch.tv/Xbox and follow the prompts
encore
in
des
chat
consoles
to
à gagner.
enter this
De toute façon, ils font que ça, hein,
What
Xbox.
species is Nix?
Plus de consoles que
Good
de jeux, hein.
luck. Remember to answer in
bien connu.
chat. And now it's over to Henry with one of the beautiful voices from Star Wars Outlaws. Woo!
Hey, they did pretty good. But joining me now is Kay Vess herself, Ridley Gonzalez. How you doing?
Happy to be here. Exciting.
They did pretty good on the quiz.
They did. I was answering along with them.
Yeah, you got them all right, obviously.
Obviously. Nick's did too.
He's got his drink. He's happy.
He's so good.
Yeah, it's perfect. Great. Now, I'm the sort of person that loves to know a Star Wars fan in particular. So before we get into talking how you're actually in the game, break down for me. What was your first what was your Star Wars awakening? How did that come about?
Well, I grew up in Venezuela, so it was all in Spanish, and it was Guerra de las Galaxias. So, you know, that's something I love about Star Wars, is that it doesn't matter the color of your skin, what language you speak, where in the world you are, you all have a Star Wars story, and mine just happened to be on the other side of, South America. So it's exciting, when I got to share about it with my family and friends. I got to relate to it in my language, in my culture.
What was their reaction when they first found out that, by the way, I'm actually going to be in it now?
Unreal. I mean, there was a lot of questions. I think my family also, especially my parents, they started watching all of the movies, especially when I shared that it was in the original trilogy between Empire and, Return of the Jedi. So I did too. I think I blasted the Star Wars theme song, and I watched the movies, and anytime I see anything Star Wars, I just have this Star Wars.
That's part of it.
I'm like,
that's us. In terms of Kay and playing the role of a scoundrel, where did you have to go for that? What did you have to reach into to sort of conjure up this character?
I mean, obviously, we've seen scoundrels in this timeline, like the likes of Han Solo and Lando Calrissian. But they're so confident. They have the expertise. They know what they're doing because they're out there in the galaxy. Unlike Kay, she's a rookie. She's not an expert scoundrel, but she's a survivalist, and her and Nyx, survive off of odd jobs and Canto Bay, and they're dreaming of more. I love the attitude, the charm, the witty banter, the swagger that they have. And, those characters were obviously inspiration, but I got to try to bring my own heart to it. Kay Vess has flaws. She's imperfect. She has a vulnerability that I feel I brought to the role even from the first tape that I sent in back in 2022, So that's something, it's a collaboration from the whole team.
Well, the whole team's really important to it, because when you're playing through it and you even hear the banter between Kay and ND5, and you're like, God, I really am a Kay Vess. This is so relatable.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah. What's it like working with a wider team then on building a new cast of characters to put into a franchise like Star Wars? Did you have to work together too much, or?
Absolutely. I mean, when you walk into a franchise that's already established, I guess you understand so much of it, the tone, just kind of the general vibe of what we're making. But because it's motion capture, you require so much aid in visualizing what the world is going to look like. I don't have the luxury of relying on sets and costumes and hair and makeup. I mean, we're in the mocap studio in these cat suits, wetsuits with these markers. We're in a volume surrounded by hundreds of infrared cameras that are capturing our every movement. It's a lot more intentional. You have to have this awareness of your body and your instrument. And you rely so much on the director, the writer, the storyboards. Sometimes they say, okay, we're about to do this kind of scene. So they pull up, inspiration from the TV shows, from movies that have previously been done to capture just the air of what we're trying to make, because we have to create it in our mind's eye.
So that must be a completely different way of bringing characters to life compared to film or television, which you have done before. And you have worked in games before, but this is clearly the most involved project that you've ever been on, right?
From top to bottom. I mean, I'm there every day in almost every scene. I've recorded over 11,400 lines for the game. So I hope you enjoy my voice. You're going to hear a lot of it. It's expansive, and it takes years to create it. They've been working on it for a couple years before I jumped on back in 2022. So it's a long process. It's an incredible journey. I truly have grown alongside Kay Vess. So even though I've done video games before, leading a game requires a lot more responsibility. but I was ready for it.
Totally. I can't wait to play the game, honestly. It just looks absolutely incredible. Surely they had a real-life Nyx, at least, to help with that bit.
Obviously, we had him on set.
Yeah, of course. The inspiration's there. Well, unbelievable. Thanks so much for joining me. I cannot wait to play the game. It's not too long till it launches either, so
I know.
you're going to get to see how other people react. It's hitting people on August 30th. I'm going to get my Sabak face ready for it so that I'm good to go.
Keep your cards close.
Very close.
You can use Nyx to cheat, but don't tell anyone.
He's great for that, right? Well,
Yeah.
I'll let you enjoy the rest of your Gamescom. Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
But coming up, we celebrate 20 years of World of Warcraft with the new War Within expansion. We're going to find out what fans can expect from the latest Elder Scrolls
parle
Online
évidemment de
update.
Star Wars,
And next
un
up,
jeu qui
we're
va
catching
arriver
up with the team from 2 Point
d'ici le
Studios
30
on
août
their
prochain,
latest title, 2 Points
vraiment,
Museum. But first, the
quelques
die has
jours,
been
quoi.
cast, and that is only the beginning. Check out the new expansion coming to Lost in Random.
Et apparemment, il y a une démo déjà.
The Queen enters the board.
What in random? We're not dead, Fortune.
A dice wielder. Oh, luck has finally turned.
Anyway, what you having? Let's make this one count.
Come here, girl, and accept your punishment.
Greetings from the amazing CSUN Games, developers of the upcoming cross-platform online multiplayer game Mecha Break, launching in 2025. Let's showcase some gameplay through Mecha Break's core mode, 6 vs 6 squad missions. We'll demo the Eye of Mizra map, where the goal is to earn points by capturing and uploading launch keys. The striker we're featuring is Falcon, a lightweight mech that excels in aerial combat. Players can maneuver during their dive into the fight, controlling their landing spot at the match's start to open strategic options that can turn the tide of battle. For example, Falcon excels in aerial strikes and reconnaissance. Pilots must be agile, coordinating hit-and-run tactics with teammates while staying under the radar. We've refined combat to ensure it feels satisfying both in the air and on the ground, with each mech having unique attributes distinct from other shooters. Each striker has unique speeds, inertia handling, and specialized combat capabilities for seamless transitions between aerial and ground attacks. When implementing that, our main challenge was balancing air and ground mechs, given the varying visibility, traversal paths, and cover types across our maps. We addressed this by carefully assessing each mech's strengths and weaknesses in multiple scenarios. On the Mercury Shipyards map, the goal is to move a payload to the finish line. Seizing checkpoints along the way speeds up the payload. Brace yourself to face threats from both the air and ground with your squad. Showcasing another striker, Tricera. Wielding dueling Gatling guns, Tricera is a ground-based striker that often serves as the tank for a team, boosting efficiency when pushing the payload. Tricera's Fortress Room features an anti-missile system that uniquely protects the payload or control points. Another powerful ground striker is Stego. When transformed, Stego specializes in long-range fire support as an ultra-heavy striker armed with the big guns.
Il y a des styles de jeu qui sont vraiment pas mon truc.
Je
vais être honnête avec vous les amis.
By capturing data nodes, making teamwork and strategy essential.
Ça me parle pas.
Panther is a brawler equipped with a powerful lance and shield booster kit. Panther's devastating charged attacks and defense capabilities make it a fearsome opponent in close combat. But Panther isn't the only brawler in Mecha Brain. Be prepared to face Elyseness and Welkin, two melee machines with unique abilities that can take out enemies both at a distance and up close. The brawlers have unique finishing moves that keep the action intense. Sky Raider is a powerful and swift air attacker that can transform into a bomber to rain fire on enemy forces. The elegant yet lethal Narukami rules the battlefield with pinpoint sniping and advanced optical camouflage, making it almost impossible to capture the stone. We invite you to join us on this exciting journey with Mecha Brain. Stay tuned for its commercial release in 2025.
Welcome, esteemed guests, to 2 Point Museum's coastal deep.
Ma caméra qui veut pas s'allumer, la connexion internet qui veut pas se faire sur mon MacBook, je suis obligé de faire un partage de connexion, mais j'en ai ras-le-bol, mais foutez-moi la paix, putain. Je veux juste faire un stream, arrêtez de me faire chier. Je mange pour compenser mon stress que j'ai eu, imaginez, je mange des biscuits au chocolat au lait. Chocolat noir. Bon, il n'y a que ça.
If they're to stay happy and, swimming, guests will be wowed by the remnants of Wetlantis, and the more impressed they are...
Non. Non.
Everything nicely decorated and vending machines well stocked. Once you uncover the Marine Life Museum, you can then hire Wetlantian experts in all your other museum locations.
C'est la première fois que je le fais, c'est un partage de connexion avec mon PC parce que monsieur ne veut pas se connecter au Wi-Fi. Putain. Bref. Oh non mais j'en ai marre. Allez. Bon. Vraisemblablement c'est pas moi qui bug, hein, c'est eux. Moi j'en ai ras-le-bol.
Because our next guests have the game for you. And me, here to tell us all about 2 Point Museum, please welcome 2 Point Studios Design Director Ben Huskins and Executive Producer Joe Kula. Welcome to Gamescom, to Cologne.
It's great to be here.
Great to be here. How is Germany treating you?
Oh, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's such a great...
That's okay. And the halls are cooled, so everything okay. And today is the first consumer day, so we're really excited to have you here. So, 2 Point has taken on education with campus, on medicine with hospitals. So now, Ben, how did you come up with the idea, the theme of museum, and why should fans be excited about this game?
Completely unique exhibits. And as soon as we started talking about museum as an idea, we got really excited about what if we let players build up their own unique collections of exhibits. And that got us thinking about, well, like how do the players get these exhibits? They can, you know, they can send their experts off on expeditions around the county.
Ah oui, mais ce matin, je me lève, mon iPhone, il n'était pas rechargé, il était à 1%. Alors que je le mets en charge tous les soirs. La journée commence bien. Ah bah moi ça m'a vite gonflé, franchement.
Your team comes back from an
expedition.
expedition.
Merde comme ça, faut que
And this just got us really excited about, you know, getting these exhibits, and then of course once you've got them, putting them on display in your museums, and actually that whole side of it as a museum manager, you deciding how you lay things out, and you deciding where do you put your most impressive exhibits, where do you want to channel your guests through the museum, and how do you give them
On in the trailer that you welcome families. I saw a lot of little children climbing on very precious exhibitions. So what do we need to look out for when we're welcoming those visitors?
So we were really excited to introduce children to 2 Point County, and I think it's just felt like such a natural fitting, a natural place for them to be. And with children, we've introduced family groups, we've introduced school trips, and all sorts of, they're kind of like introduced a lot of other character types, like the professor, he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he likes knowledge, doesn't he?
Yeah, so when professors come in, you need to focus a bit more on education because they're going to donate money based on how much they learn about all of your exhibits. And then if you've got frozen items, you'll get
the Yetis. I love them. I love the freezer cooler, and then you'll get Yetis come to visit.
So if I have all these visitors, how do I keep them happy throughout the game?
So I particularly love decorating. So for me, I keep my visitors happy by making a beautiful museum. So I look into customization.
Yeah, Joe's museums are usually a work of art, whereas my museums, I guess my philosophy is more, fill their minds with wonder, empty their wallets. That's more my approach.
Yeah, that's
so
straight on.
my museums tend to end up being a bit of a hellish labyrinth where visitors have to go through about 5 different gift shops before they can escape the museum. Don't get me wrong, they still have a good time.
I get it. So is each museum restricted to one exhibit type?
So you can actually put any exhibit in any museum. So we designed the game like this because we wanted the players to really have freedom to build and design the museum however they wanted to.
And I saw definitely something new, which are unique fish in the game. So can you tell me more about the creation of these artsy creatures and how we can enjoy the fruits of that labor?
So we had lots of fun coming. Sometimes it's an idea for an animation, a joke or a pun, but with a fish, we kind of leaned quite heavily on real life reference, but then tried to inject 2 Point humour and charm into it. So, like for example, we've got the pufferfish. He's my personal favourite. He's very cute, he's got goofy eyes, puffy teeth. In the gift shop, which is super cute. We've got the clownfish, he's small, he's got a red nose, so that's quite on the nose. We've also got the bull shark, who's kind of scary looking. He's a shark with a bull ring, and you actually have to keep him separate, or I do, because he does eat the little fish.
Oh, okay, so talking about fish, let's talk about fish romance. I always wanted to say that on an expert.
Alors là, il n'y a rien à dire. Hein. Ils sont juste en train de discuter entre eux des jeux, des machins, des trucs, des bidules. Hein. Il n'y a pas grand-chose à se mettre sous la dent. Hein. C'est comme hier, en fait.
Because there's all these different types of fish, and they all behave in different ways, and they all have different characteristics. And you're having to think about, do I have enough filters in the aquarium to keep them going? Do I have the right types of food for the different fish that I've got in there? Is the aquarium the right temperature for them? Because all the fish have different needs, different requirements. So there's quite a lot of depth to it. The aquarium management as a whole, it's almost a game in itself. And so, yeah, you're having to think about how do I keep them healthy? Because, you can even name your individual fish and get quite attached. It's Clive the fish. That's my favourite fish.
Don't get me attached, please not.
Yeah, and then, while you're nurturing them, if you give them a nice little secluded area to hang out with, then maybe fish romance will blossom, and maybe you'll get, nice little baby fish.
Okay.
Exactly.
So just one follow-up question. The name of my fish is called Bartholomew. If I want to know what he needs as food, what he really likes, where do I find it? Is there a fish tab or?
Oh yeah.
Ah, okay.
There's lots of info. Yeah.
Lots of information.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then how do you actually level up the whole museum?
Right, yeah, so as you begin to expand your museum, you're going to want to go on more expeditions to find a wider variety of exhibits to have in your museum. And of course, as you get more to add to your collection, you're having to think about where should I put them relative to the things that I've already got? How's it affecting my layout? Maybe I need to reorganize my whole museum layout. And as you get more things, the visitors will want to stay for longer in your museums. You're going to need to put down, cafes and other facilities to keep them happy. Otherwise, the kids will get bored, and then they'll leave, and the parents will be really angry. And so, yeah, you need to build up your collection of exhibits. And just keep those guests staying as long as possible. And the thing we were really keen to do with museum is what we found is people get quite attached to their museums over time, because as you build up that collection, and you're having to look after them, right? Because you don't want your fish to die.
Bartholomew. Yeah.
You don't want your frozen caveman in ice to melt, because that'll ruin it. Then you get quite attached to your museum, and all of the hours you've spent noodling around laying things out, and so. What we do is we keep giving you reasons to come back to each museum, which is great, because I think you do really feel like it's become your own thing.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming. And everybody who is here at Gamescom can play the game, actually, either at the Xbox booth or at the Sega booth, which is in the same hall, Hall 7. I love that we're neighbors. But then last but not least, I think you can wishlist it at home as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, to the newest chapter in the Life is Strange saga and the supernatural murder mystery it revolves around. Check out what you can expect from Max Caulfield and the gang in this new gameplay walkthrough.
Max Caulfield, the girl who could rewind time, is back.
Let's thrash, Shocker Bra.
But when one of her new friends, Safi Llewellyn Fayyad, is murdered in the grounds of Caledon University, Max finds that her chaotic power has changed. Now, Max must shift back and forth to reveal the truth of her friend's murder, in an attempt to save Safi before it's too late. Once Max's new power manifests, she can send a pulse out from her fingertips at any time. While Pulse is active, she can peer through
la vie
the
Strange.
other world, seeing the differences between
Parce que si
the
c'est la vie
timelines
Strange,
clearly.
j'aime beaucoup ce jeu.
People
Donc,
and objects in the other timeline appear as dimensional
pourquoi
echoes,
pas?
allowing Max to avoid
Pourquoi pas?
watchful eyes when shifting.
Good thing I can keep
C'est
an
du
eye
gameplay,
on
du coup.
Alderman from here. Wouldn't want to show up right in front of him.
What the hell?
While Pulse shimmers around her, she can also see places where the veil between the two timelines is at its thinnest. These shift points are where she can push through to the opposite timeline to help her investigation in a multitude of ways.
Oh,
You need me to hold something, or
actually, yeah. I need an Allen wrench.
got one around here?
No, I borrowed one from Carla, but I think she took it back. If you can go grab that from her, I'll owe you.
This could be to solve a puzzle, convince a character to reveal a secret, or retrieve an object lost in one timeline by borrowing it from another.
Better give this wrench to Moses.
Shift points work in both directions, so you can shift back and forth from the same spot.
So I found this guy named Alan, but he didn't know anything about a wrench.
No, Max, not literally Allen. It's... Oh. You are a lifesaver, Max. Dad joke aside.
I'll never apologize for my dad jokes.
If you're worried about losing track of which timeline you're in, well, Max herself may get confused too.
Have you talked to Reggie since yesterday? Reggie? Crap! Wrong Loretta, Max.
In the options, you can toggle a UI indicator every time you shift, confirming the reality you've just arrived in, as well as there being visual cues such as cheery Christmas decor in the timeline where Safi is alive. Most importantly to Max's investigation, everyone you
Il est pas
meet
reposant ce
has
live, hein,
increasingly
putain.
divergent duplicates in the other timeline. Depending on which timeline you're in, they'll react to Max and her probing questions very differently. A grief-sodden conversation in one timeline may unlock an unexpected heart-to-heart in the other.
Grief is hard. The trick is not to let it change your character.
everyone at Caledon is hiding something, and Max is the only one with a viewpoint unique enough to unravel those secrets, and the determination to reach the truth at all costs.
Everybody's talking about her like she had a heart attack or a car accident. But she was murdered. Someone murdered her. I don't know how we're expected to just be okay with that.
Max has never been so powerful or in so much danger. The fates of her friends and of 2 timelines are at Max's fingertips.
World of Warcraft has had a massive impact on the gaming world, as well as myself, since it launched nearly 2 decades ago. And here to give us a glimpse into their plans for the latest expansion, The War Within, the 3-part World Soul Saga, and the next 20 years of World of Warcraft, we have 2 excellent humans, and thankfully not orcs, sorry Horde, from the team at Blizzard. Please, Ian and Tina, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I am Tina Wang, Associate Art Director on The War Within. Super excited to be here and getting to chat with the Xbox community.
Hi, and I'm Ian Hazzikostas, Game Director on World of Warcraft. Really hyped to be here in Cologne at Gamescom, and excited to be part of the Microsoft family. Even though we're just a humble PC game, we've been welcomed into the Xbox fold, and it's wonderful.
No, I'm so excited for you guys to be here, especially as today is such a huge day for World of Warcraft. Can you tell us what's going on?
We got a little thing or two brewing. I think in something like 8 hours and 10 minutes, but who's counting? We're going to be launching early access of The War Within, to be followed a few days later by the global release.
No, I'm so excited for it. And to kind of get it hyped up at Gamescom on the booth over here, we have got one of the coolest experiences I think I've ever had at any gaming booth. It is the Escape from Dalaran, and as like a big WoW fan, it was incredible. Have you had a go?
Yeah, it's like, so this is a 4-minute VR experience. You're like, strapped in to this motorized device. You have air jets blowing in your face to simulate air rushing by you. And you are soaring through Dalaran in the middle of a surprise attack launched by the forces of Xal'atath and the Nerubians that very much mirrors what players are going to experience at the start of the War Within in the days to come.
Yeah, and you did mention that this is the start of a brand new era for World of Warcraft.
C'est toujours les mêmes jeux, hein. World of Warcraft, Star Wars, c'est bon, on a compris, c'est des jeux qui auront des extensions, des DLC qui vont sortir. On peut avoir de nouveautés maintenant.
It's the beginning of the World Soul Saga, which is the greatest story we've ever tried to tell, and it's a story so big that we needed to make 3 expansions to tell it fully.
Insane.
And so the way this kicks off, champions and heroes around the world have been seeing these troubling visions, hearing things that sound like the world herself crying out for aid, crying out in pain. And as they investigate the source of this phenomenon, that journey leads them towards a land that is known as Kazalgar, a mysterious island off the coast of Kalimdor, where they may come under a surprise attack and begin to see the face of their foe, and that is one Xalatath. And so it starts out as a mystery, and that mystery will lead players into the underground of Azeroth, towards the heart of the world itself, into just fantastical environments, and it's just going to be an incredible adventure.
No, I can't wait. And Tino, I know you've got a load of brand new features that are going to be coming with the expansion. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, Ian mentioned the zones. One of the things that we really love about World of Warcraft is that the world is such like a main character of it, right? So one of the key things coming out is these zones, and they're definitely some of the most ambitious and unique that we've ever created for World of Warcraft. For instance, delving underground, that's a unique challenge. And so while we have zones that meet player expectations with like the ringing deeps, where we have ancient forges and lava and these beautiful caverns, we also have an incredible zone called Hallowfall, where we have this crystalline ceiling and the crystal that shifts from light to dark. And then our deepest zone, Azj-Kahet, this is where you will find Queen Ansarek herself, in partnership with Xalatath, and you get to see the height of the Nerubian Empire.
Yeah, no, and also there's of course, one of the big things with World of Warcraft as well, dungeons. Can you tell us about a few of the new dungeons that we're going to have right in the War Within?
Oh yeah, so one of the fun ones that you get to experience as part of the story is this one that's the rookery that you find on the Isle of Dorne. And so you get to experience part of the culture of Kazalgar and seeing these riders, these storm riders. So that one is super fun. And then in Hallowfall, another favorite would be one where you're actually on an airship. So you get to fly around, there's epic battles, and you see that glowing crystal just in the backdrop.
Is that crystal? Oh, sorry,
I was going to say, when we were setting out to build these underground environments, one of the challenges was making sure that it didn't feel claustrophobic, didn't feel oppressive. And, the zone of Hallowfall, it is so vast an underground space that the inhabitants need airships to traverse it. And so it's when you're down there, it's you're in this underground world unto itself.
No, and it was really one of the really cool things, we were talking about it a little bit earlier on, was that the crystal changes, doesn't it, to impact the gameplay?
Yeah.
Which I'm really excited for. What other features do you have coming with the expansion as well?
Oh, so one of the things that we've built is Delves, which is a new feature for the expansion. And something that is a priority to us for Delves is that it really caters to a group of our audience that historically has been a little underserved by the end game progression loop that we have for those who maybe raid or do Mythic Plus. So these ones, they are outdoor world players, as we call it. We want them to feel like you're adventuring through the world and you come across just this mysterious location, whether you're diving into a sinkhole or seeing some tracks lead into a dark cave. We want you to be able to encounter these and still increase the difficulty level as you play so that you can progress your item level week to week.
So Delves are they're handcrafted experiences. Yeah. There are 13 locations around the zones of the War Within, and they're really meant to be a new alternative to dungeons, raids, and PvP as a new pillar of endgame progression. Whereas before, as Tina mentioned, if you're someone who's mostly a solo player, you have maybe 1 or 2 friends, you don't do the larger group content, you could, enjoy the story, you could quest, but at some point your journey would unfortunately feel like it came to a stopping point. And we want to make sure that all playstyles feel welcome and feel like they have progression. And that's something, as we think about the features that we're offering in our new expansion, a lot of it is about playing the game the way you want to play it, having that flexibility to, that caters to your playstyle. So a couple of other major features are warbands, which for once unifies the progression on most facets among your alts. So instead of having every character needing to earn reputation separately or their own currency, all of the characters on your account are now part of a warband. So the first thing you see when you log into World of Warcraft, the War Within, is going to be not just one character standing there stiffly, but multiple characters huddled around a campfire representing your band of adventurers that you're taking into Azeroth.
all that grinding, getting all your characters ranked up and leveled up, just seeing them all together would be amazing.
It's honestly quite sentimental to see them all hanging out.
I have to make sure I do all the transmogs like all correctly and just make sure they all look great.
Exactly. And then we've already seen people like taking screenshots and sharing them of like, this is your lineup. And then, yeah, like, I mean, we've reimagined the way flying and traversal work in World of Warcraft. There's a like dynamic physics-based system called skywriting. That's more than like double the speed of what flying used to be back in the day. And so like just getting from point A to point B should feel exciting. It should feel like an adventure, and that's what we're trying to offer.
I always used to love that. I still remember the first time Burning Crusade where I got my flying mount for the first time and I had like 60% move speed, and I was like, I'll get there eventually. Just give me some time.
Yeah, these are more like 600%.
Oh yeah, that's going to be way faster. Just do some tricks and blitz
just
across. Yeah, no, it's amazing. One of the other big things with World of Warcraft is there was a perception for like older players and like players that people have never played before. The War Within, you've kind of aimed to change that. Can you tell us a little bit more? What can players expect when they log in for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's features like what we've just been talking about. It's making sure that there is a deep solo experience if that's what you want. If you only have a little bit of time to spare, those delves take 15 to 20 minutes. Of course, if you want to, if you have hours on a weekend, there's an entire world to explore. We have hardcore raids to challenge, the boldest of adventurers and their friends as they coordinate to overcome these challenges. But I think, World of Warcraft is a game that can be played in so many different ways today to suit your, preferred content, play style, available time, and that's something that we really want to just keep doubling down on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, a lot of people when they think about World of Warcraft, they think, oh, it's like too big, there's too much stuff to do, but really it's like, it's a world and that everyone can play the way that is fulfilling to them.
Yeah, and there's also opportunities just to hop straight into the new content as well. It's one of the things I've always liked. Like our whole Xbox One team, when Classic came back out, we all hopped back in.
Là, c'est vraiment que du blabla, et du blabla, et du blabla, et du blabla, et du blabla. Je reviens, les amis, je vais aller me faire à manger parce que j'ai faim et j'en peux plus. Bon, je reviens.
Kicking off this brand new story arc. We've also revamped the new player experience, the level up experience from 10 to 70 that gets you to the War Within to be our latest expansion, Dragonflight.
Yeah.
So if you're coming back or you're coming in for the first time, you are playing the latest, newest content WoW has to offer, learning the ropes, and joining the rest of the world in the War Within.
No, I'm really excited. And also, World of Warcraft, I can't believe I'm saying this, is coming up to its 20th anniversary. What does that feel like being a part of the WoW team and for all the players?
It is, it is humbling, truly. I've been playing the game for all 20 of those years. I've been on the development team for 16 years now. Like the large majority of my adult life has really been shaped and formed by this game, and it's an honor. And I think, I'm so excited to celebrate that 20th anniversary coming up, but also kick off many, many years to come.
Yeah.
I'm also a long-time veteran in the game, playing since the beginning, playing since Warcraft 3, and been on the team like 14 years now, and there are so many of these stories on the World of Warcraft team, and you can see that in what we put out there, just people putting like their passion and their history with the game into everything that we make.
No, it's amazing. Like, I personally love it. I can still remember growing up playing from the Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and it's so exciting to hit that 20-year mark. But for players that are looking to get involved in World of Warcraft for the first time and become part of the community, what can they do right now?
Yeah, so, we're talking about an expansion, but the basic World of Warcraft experience, you can play for free in our starter edition. You can level up to 20. You can experience the start of Dragonflight. And, just go to worldofwarcraft.com, download Battle.net, install it, jump in and check it out.
No, I'd really recommend it. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and it's no surprise it's coming up to the 20-year anniversary. Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share with the fans?
It's just such an exciting moment, really. I think coming up on 20 years, but also beginning this next step in our journey. The team has been working on War Within for years. We have so many years of content ahead that we have mapped out, that we have planned out. It's going to be this incredible journey narratively in terms of the world we're building, in terms of the features. And we're excited to welcome everyone in to begin it with us, and buckle up, because it's going to be a heck of a ride.
Yeah, no, I honestly, thank you so much. I've got one also final question. Horde or Alliance?
Depends on my mood that day.
Safe answer, safe answer.
That is a safe. What about you, Tuna?
My mood is more often Horde. Put it that way.
It's shifted over time. Currently, I'm more playing Alliance.
See, that's what I like. Always the Alliance. I've been Alliance since day one, right? And I will stick to that with the War Within. But honestly, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it, you taking us through the War Within. But here, also, just a pro tip to avoid your own War Within, please check out World of Warcraft, the War Within expansion, when it launches August. Check out what studios have in store for fans here, and also we celebrate a decade of Elder Scrolls Online with a look at the latest chapter, Gold Road. We also unveil the real name of Project Birdseye, but first it's time for a cinematic horror experience. This is the casting of Frank Stone.
This place is like super duper creep town, right? Everything's still so fuzzy about what happened.
Sorry, I can't. Hold on, I'm coming.
This is right where my dad came face to face with Frank Stone.
I think you're starting to...
Drugstore. I don't want to risk missing our chance.
Sure. Curiosity Shop does look pretty cool.
We can check it out after.
Fair enough. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't this.
After 40 years of pain, why would you choose to live with me?
You're not okay, are you? I'm sleepwalking through a nightmare and I just can't seem to wake up.
There's no reward for me when I've done what I've got to do.
I can't live like this anymore. I can't live in this nightmare.
Come on, come on, come on.
It's a prison. Something far older.
What is that?
That is Frank Stone.
Gamescom 2024.
There is so much to do here. There's so many experiences. We've got Xbox, Bethesda, Blizzard, and Activision all under one roof.
We have so much to see, so I think we should just split up.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Over here at the Age of Mythology Retold section, you can get your photo taken with some certified gods and goddesses. But over here's something even cooler, because we've actually got some game stations set up where you can play test the game right here at Gamescom.
Behind these walls, fans are experiencing, I think, the most anticipated expansion of this year, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. I can't wait to dive into the Dark Citadel and slay swarms of enemies. Speaking of time,
It's time to check out Diablo Immortal, because we just can't get enough of it around here. At the Diablo Immortal section, you'll be able to play the game itself on the little setups here, but also set a leaderboard time where you can potentially win an incredible Inarius statue, which looks unbelievable. But hey, what's that over there?
the Doomslayer has already graced many an Insta story as he lords over the booth of Doom, the Dark Ages.
Fans can also celebrate 10 years of the Elder Scrolls Online by checking out the latest chapter, Gold Road. Feeling brave enough, you can even grab a photo with Athelia herself.
World of Warcraft, the War Within, takes on new meaning when you strap yourself into one of these ultra-immersive devices. Let me tell you, it's my third ride in a row and I'm really baffled by this experience. So make sure to check this out and check out the expansion.
And of course, it just wouldn't be Gamescom without the Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass experience. Go on, while you guys enjoy the rest of the show. Come on. This year, the Elder Scrolls Online celebrates 10 years. That's Raw and creative director Rich Lambert himself. Hey dudes, how you doing?
Great. Great to be here. It's great to be here in the Xbox booth here at Gamescom.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are no strangers to Gamescom in general, so you're aware of the behemoth scale of everything. But I mean, this is something else for the Xbox booth. It's great to have like a whole team together for it, which is awesome. And you guys are on the booth as well, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. But what I want to get for that long, and you guys thought, well, let's make a big deal out of it, let's celebrate. So how are we doing that in game?
Yeah, well, you know, it's been 10 years since we launched, but it's been like 18 years since we founded the studio. So we've been working on this game a long time.
Forever, yeah.
And Rich and I were obviously we're here at Gamescom. We've done some great community events outside the game. We had a huge one in Amsterdam that you were at.
It was a lot of fun, I've got to say.
Oh, yes. Well over 1,000 people. Just a couple weeks ago, we had another big one in Germany.
Yeah, the Tavern.
The Tavern, also huge with live music and just a huge multi-day festival.
We've got new things planned, you know, in the future. You know, we're going to be at TwitchCon, and then also we've got an Australia event coming up too. So.
Yeah, and inside the game, you know, we've had just back-to-back events, just celebrating 10 years. So we're giving lots of free stuff away to players in the game, and it's all a lot themed around different chapters. We're really trying to do, you know, pull out all the stops and have a great inside the game experience, but then also bring it out to the fans out in the real world.
Well, let's talk about that outside of the game perspective, because you do have pretty substantial little segment really cool, over there. Why did it feel right to make sure that you guys were here at Gamescom?
Well, you know, Germany is a huge player base for us. I think it's the second biggest after the United States. So. Before launch was our first year here at Gamescom, and we've had community events here longer than we've had community events in America. Seriously, so Germany is and Europe as a whole is a very, very important, you know, in our hearts and
on est encore en train de parler de jeux qui sont sortis il y a plus de 10 ans, quoi. Enfin, Elder Scrolls, quoi. Bon. Il n'y a pas d'autres jeux dans la vie? Hein? Une énième extension de trucs, de bidules, de machin. Franchement. Sincèrement. Ah, désolé, hein, j'ai été manger, j'ai été me reposer, me calmer un peu parce que... Heureusement que c'est la fin des lives, hein. Heureusement que ça m'arrive quand même vers la fin. Et que c'est pas comme ça depuis lundi, quoi. Parce que je n'en peux, j'aurais pété un câble, moi, sinon. Mais vraiment, hein. Ah, enfin, bon, bref. Il n'y a rien d'intéressant dans ces lives. Franchement, il n'y a rien d'intéressant. Alors oui, c'est vrai que c'est intéressant dans le sens où tu as les développeurs qui viennent, tu as les constructeurs qui viennent parler, etc. Mais en soi, c'est tout, quoi.
On your last run, and he has the exact same build you do. So at the end, once combat's over, you can choose to fight him and get back one of your skills, but at an increased power level. So, but it's always risky, right? Because if you had a really good build before, it might be a hard fight to win. So you got to kind of pick and choose your battles. But it is a way for you to get something back that you had on your last run that you really liked.
Yeah. No, I can just imagine though. Bex is never going to see the glowing corpse. I know.
That's like the nicest thing you've ever said to me. Oh, what do you mean? I mean, yeah, the glowing corpse sounds great. I love that element of, it's almost like Soulsy. You get that reward for going back to the same place, and especially in roguelike atmosphere. I love that as well. I mean, we're seeing so many sick-looking visuals here. I can notice some of the symbols from your game's Callisto Protocol and lots of this new art style that we can enjoy as well with our eyeballs, which is great. But what was your philosophy behind this, and like, I guess kind of moving away from Callisto Protocol too?
Right, so we wanted to create something that was different and lean into things that we really enjoy. So we're big fans of comic books, graphic novels, and we also wanted to have more of an irreverent, fun tone to this game. So we gravitated towards the style and look that you see in the game. It's a little bit more vibrant, colorful,
gorgeous.
and it allowed us to really experiment and play around with the variety of enemies. I think we have over 34 enemies in the game. So we really wanted to just kind of go all out with the colors and everything. So that really worked well for us, and we think it definitely looks different than the previous game. And the other thing that we really liked about this particular game this time was we partnered with a group called Mutato Musica.
Okay.
And we wanted to create our own unique music for the game. So we came up with this idea for future punk. So the soundtrack is kind of got this arcadey punk kind of vibe going on, and we really enjoy it. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, no, future punk is definitely something I think I could get into as well, and I love the art style. But Ben and Steve, like, big thank you for joining as well. But if you've got any last words for everyone watching about Redacted?
Well, we hope everyone enjoys playing it as much as we enjoyed making it. The team had a great time doing that.
Yeah, and I'd like to say thank you very much for allowing us to reveal the game name today with you. And I want to thank the team at Striking Distance for all the wonderful work they did for this project. Thank you.
Heck yeah. I mean, yeah, thank you for letting us be included in this honor as well. We'll definitely be watching out for more Redacted. I cannot wait to get my hands on it when it comes out on October 31st. Very scary. Pre-orders are open right now. So coming up, we've got a sim that is unlike any other sim we've seen before. But first, fans of the first Descendant have been not so patiently waiting for more on Season 1. Well, guys, the wait is over. Let's have a look.
Turn the ship around. We'll put it back.
We managed to fend off our enemy's large-scale attack, but the war is far from over. The Colossus still threatens us, and our enemies are plotting new strategies. Can Ingress ever find true peace? Has Corel really given up on the war? After Corel's fleet disappeared, the Vulgus began moving from deep within the dungeon to raid the Ancestors' facilities in Ingress and reclaim the outpost. Detecting this, Ingress immediately dispatched a scout. That scout's name is Haley. Haley, who rose from a supply soldier in the guerrilla unit to a legendary sniper, is now a newcomer in the Descendant Corps. Ruthlessly eliminating enemies with her anti-material sniper rifle, she dominates battles with her ability to drop her body temperature and emit cold air when her emotions run high. When shooting from a distance, her weapon's critical hit multiplier increases, making her an excellent fit for sniper rifles. She possesses sub-zero bullets that fire multiple shots in an instant, and a storm snare that pushes back and rapidly cools down enemies in front. Above all, Haley's specialty is switching to her anti-material sniper rifle and firing a single, incredibly powerful shot, stronger than any other attack. In Season 1, the Vulgus launches a new strategy, the Invasion. Invasions occur randomly in 2 dungeons of the hard difficulty infiltration operations. Players can choose to enter between the existing operations or the invasions. Invasion dungeons are only available for solo play, testing the strength of the Descendants. 3 Vulgus legions will block the Descendants with different defense mechanisms. The quantum field creates an immortal state, impervious to physical attacks. The Resonance Shatterers cause massive explosions with the energies of RK and the Iron Heart. The Keeper Tile encryption device maintains a powerful security system. Invasion dungeons present new mechanics that disrupt the Descendants' operations. Solve these enemies' mechanisms and swiftly eliminate them. Invasion dungeons are designed for speed runs, and the faster you clear them, the greater the rewards that await. After coming in contact with the Iron Heart, Descendants experience an RK resonance phenomenon. This resonance grants the Descendants new powers. It's the season growth inversion reinforcement. Inversion reinforcement is a new growth system that resets at the start of each season. It includes 5 types: hunting, attributes, recovery, survival, and seasons. Through the inversion reinforcement, Descendants gain beneficial effects for progressing through seasonal content, and can also obtain effects that compensate for their weakness. Each season, we plan to tailor and replace the inversion reinforcement effects, providing effects that perfectly fit the seasonal content. In addition to a new Descendant, a new Ultimate Descendant will be introduced in Season 1. Ultimate Freyna, who has evolved Arcade's toxicity into a more powerful weapon, will make her debut. In Season 1, you can discover Freyna's exclusive story and uncover the tale behind the name of her skill, Room Zero Trauma. Excava is an assault rifle with powerful versatility. It can be obtained through the Battle Pass and is also available as a free reward. Excava charges voltage when attacking enemies and has a unique effect of firing the charged voltage as an energy grenade. It is a versatile weapon that combines the inherent versatility of an assault rifle with a powerful shot. Frost Watcher is a scout rifle that can be farmed through the Season 1 content. When hitting enemies from long range, it reduces chill resistance and enhances the damage of one's chill skills, making it a perfect fit for Viessa and Haley. If you've prepared a new Descendant, Ultimate Weapon, and Inversion Growth, it is now time to face the most powerful Colossus, Deathstalker. Deathstalker lurks in the darkness of the void, targeting the life of Descendants. It is stronger than any Colossus encountered so far. To protect Albion from the threat of Deathstalker, we must once again venture into the void, unravel the mysteries within the darkness, and intercept Deathstalker. The first Descendants first season begins on August 29th with Haley, a new Descendant, Ultimate Freyna, and the new Ultimate Weapons. New episodes, dungeon content, and void intercept battles await you in Albion, Descendants. The First Descendant, Season 1 Invasion. Play for free.
Bon là, il va y avoir oh putain. Il va y avoir plein de gameplay, plein de machins. Bon, je vous laisse regarder, hein, en plein pot.
This is my scooter, Il Ragazzo Pazzo.
You know the gentleman goes around cleaning the house with his vacuum hose.
Name's Hoover. The friends just call me Hoove, though.
Besides, we both know you're cheating on me, so it's only fair.
I wish I was cheating on you.
Everything leads to love. You can gain everything. Everything leads to
As developers of the relationship testing epic that is the Overcooked series, if you know, you know, it seems fitting that they would take on a dating sim in a rather unusual way. Here to tell us more about the quirky home furnishing dating fever dream, this is Date Everything from Sassy Chap Games. Please join me in welcoming co-creative lead and executive producer Robbie Draymond, writer, producer Amanda Hufford, and lead writer and designer Ray Chase, all the way over there. Hi Ray, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. How are you all doing? Are you having a great Gamescom?
Really, the best Gamescom. And, you know, just so you and everybody at home knows, I know my name said Amanda, but I'm actually Tiago today. I'm sporting our lead programmer's jacket because someone stole my jacket out of my mailbox. So if you're watching this, if you could please bring my jacket back to me, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. So all good, maybe aside from Tiago and the missing jumper.
Poor Tiago.
There we go. Now, I most likely confused people in the intro of what exactly I was talking about with the game. So for those who don't know the premise of Date Everything, tell us more. What exactly does that mean?
Sure, this is an absolutely bizarre game that has never been made before. You start out, it's almost a first-person shooter, as it were. You get a job as a customer service agent doing some remote work. You are immediately on your first day replaced by AI, but there's nothing to fear because your your entire existence will be changed when a mysterious package comes to your front door, which holds these glasses called the Dateviators, which allow you to directly acknowledge a thing's existence or date everything in front of you.
Because that's the first thing I would want to do if I put special glasses on. Is like, who do I want to date?
Exactly.
It's very intuitive.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like you've made the game of my dreams. What about any other things to add, or is Ray basically just nailed that?
No, Ray's our lead designer, hit the nail on the head. Yeah,
Sure,
it's perfect. Yeah.
But the idea just came from a random day when Robbie and I were joking around.
Well, I like our game. The idea is a joke at the beginning, but underneath there's so much more. And yeah, we just pitched it out during a voiceover session we're doing together, and then a couple days later, Ray came to me and says, "I think I want to make this a thing."
There's something here.
And the next thing we knew, we were filling out contracts to start a video game company, and here we are 6 years later. It's wild.
Wonderful. Okay, well, we can't talk about a dating simulator without asking what we're dating. You see where I'm going here. So tell me a little bit more about who it is we're going to be interacting with.
Ooh, yes, absolutely.
Well, it's everything. It's the name of the game. It's literally
Finish the segment. That's the game.
Thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
We put the trailer out in the world a couple of weeks ago, and one of the most fun parts is like going to the comments and seeing like the people guessing who is going to be out there, and almost always would go, yeah, you can date. It's the name of the game. Yeah, but I think we all have our favorites too. Definitely, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, do you want to talk about your favorites now?
Sure,
Do each of you have anyone in mind?
Oh, so many.
I
Too
looked
many.
out of the bag on Twitter a couple of weeks ago when we got to reveal Ben Starr as Dorian the Door. Massive fan of his work, and what an interesting character. This is a character, in this game you can get love endings, friend endings, or hate endings with every one of the characters, and Dorian stands up for those who are looking to just be friends. For that playthrough that's a middle of the road, not really looking to date everyone, and he's an absolute champion of friendship more than anything.
We should say that for the people that don't know, because it's not directly revealed in the announcement, is that every character has 3 different relationship statuses that you can get an ending with.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is date everything, but you can also befriend everything, and you might just hate them too.
Hate everything is my kind of game.
Maybe there's a way to play it as hate everything. We'd be remiss if we didn't do it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I was going to say Tiago then, but that's...
Yeah. Tiago, if you could jump up here. I'd have to go with, I think, Von Trapp. Hilarious character, and probably one of my favorite sessions that we did. It's so funny. You can't go through Von Trapp's story without laughing, crying, sobbing. It's so good.
We had an amazing writing team of about 30 individuals, and they all put their unique perspective on it. And then the voice actors came in
and added another layer, right?
And when you're talking about a character like Von Trapp, which is Dana Snyder, who you might know from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Master Shake, a ton of other comedic stuff, he just kind of went wild. And Tiago, our poor programmer, had to deal with all the changes.
The real Tiago.
Okay, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it is such it's a great character. My favorite is kind of our mascot, Skylar Specs. She's plays the actual Dateviators themselves, and though they're a mechanics character that sort of show you how to play the game, the writing is she's so lovely, so fun, so
the writing is so good.
Please,
the writing.
Well, okay.
Falling in love with me, I guess.
That has been the nature of our friendship for the last 10 years, pretty much. I can't resist a good beard. But then we brought in nerd icon Felicia Day to come in and play Skylar, and she brought this whole new level of charm to it. So yeah, we've all got our favorites, but I think those are our top 3.
I love it.
We might change this someone asks us next week.
Don't worry about it.
Every single day, I feel like every playthrough you'd find a new reason to love
They're
someone else.
all my children. I can't actually pick.
There you go. I'm sorry I made you do so. I do want to stay on the topic of voice actors though, because obviously yourself, you've done quite a lot of work here at the table. So what's it like moving from performance to development on a title and being behind the scenes a little bit more?
Oh, absolutely. We were unprepared for the amount of work it is to make video games. One of those things that looks is like so much fun on the outside, and yes, obviously we've had a blast, but way more spreadsheets than you ever thought possible. We've all learned a ton of lessons. We've all upped the amount of hats that we wear making this game, and it's something that's absolutely the high point of my life. I'm so proud of our team and where this game has come from the original inception to actually being able to make 100 characters that all are different, that all have different playthroughs and styles that you can really play this game for a really long time. I can't believe that we actually achieved that.
Yeah, as actors, we're in a really unique position because what we do is very forward-facing, but it's very low man on the totem pole when it comes to actually being the creative force driving whatever you're making. So for us to come together and be able to make something of our own and then put it out into the world, not only is one of the most rewarding experiences, it's also terrifying. But that part of it was over. We gave the world the conceit, the idea, and from what we can tell, they said yes. So we're so excited for everybody out there, you all, to play it. It's the best.
Do you think it's maybe changed your perspective the next time you go to voice something that's someone else's game of like, I suddenly understand everything that went into this one, actually?
It already has. I think the very first session that I got into post being like halfway through production in this, my outlook on the entire script was completely different. And if I do say so myself, I think the session went even more smoothly.
I'm going to be more judgy now.
I learned also how hard it is to schedule actors, and so I will make myself more available to everyone.
Actually, I want to mention the actors a little bit because we've already heard a couple. Felicia and Ben, I'm on first name basis here, clearly. There's a humongous roster. Are you just going in?
Ah, mon Dieu. Qu'est-ce qui se passe encore? J'en ai ras-le-bol, j'en ai marre.
It's not just in the stories that we're told in the appearance of the and the background of our characters, but also in like the level and the background of our actors too. We have a lot of AAA names, household names that everybody knows. We have a lot of up-and-comers that we really like and wanted to give them a broader stage. We have non-traditional actors who are coming in and doing roles. We got to run the gamut on our casting.
We have film and television actors. We've got video game staples. We've got people who did their. We've got Broadway actors who did their.
Little bit. Gonna be a big one.
Yes.
But there was a lot of texting. It was literally like, hey, would you come be a chair?
Are you free on Thursday?
But the funny part is word got around. We recorded for about 5 months, about 180 sessions or so. There's 70,000 fully voiced lines in this game, 1.2 million words. It's a monster. But word started to get around that the sessions were fun. And then it went from less of a, will you please be a chair, to be like, can I be a lamp?
I'll be a carpet. Just let me in.
A coffin?
Yeah. I'll do that one. Oh, anyway, yeah, wonderful. Right, we're going to go down the bench here.
Okay.
I want to know who you are in the game. Because it's worth mentioning that you're going to write the theme tune, sing the theme tune, like you're in it. You're all over it.
Just so you know, this is an Xbox exclusive then, right? Because we have not revealed who we play in the game.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I actually play 5 roles in one. I played the Hanks.
Okay.
And the Hanks are all of the hangers in your closet.
Yep.
And they're like just 5 adventure sports loving dudes, but they're all me just doing a slap. But I love the Hanks. They are just...
Oh no!
Yeah, of course.
Can I get a live oh no?
Oh no! I don't have an Australian accent.
Stunning.
Immaculate.
But they're the Hanks are. We had somebody play through it today, and they had such a blast. I love them. I hope you guys love them too. Yeah.
Yo, baby.
Who are you?
Me, I play Rebel, the rubber ducky.
Oh.
Rebel is very edgy, has a bad attitude, doesn't want to hang out. A little bit more heart than that. Maybe, probably not.
But definitely can't reveal that.
You got to work to get there, though, for sure.
You really have to put in some effort.
Although already Rebel is winning the fan art contest, right? Yeah. It's a popular character design.
There has been already dozens of images of Rebel populating the internet in the best, most fantastic way. I was not expecting that. I'm so glad people love them.
All right, illustrious leader, who do you play?
I play one of my favorite characters. I wrote First characters that we came up with in this. He's like an 18th century courtier.
Look at him.
And while everybody
So good.
else loves the fact that you're going around and being very polyamorous and doing it, for him it's all scandal. And he keeps track of all the love endings that you have and berates you for it. But in the end, maybe he loves it on the inside.
I have to ask actually specifically on that, with the names being pun-based, as
We've had this question before.
Yeah.
well,
Some are non-negotiable. Every
Sure.
house has a table or chair. That we knew.
Fair, yeah.
And then sometimes the pun comes along with the casting too.
Mm-hmm.
So our friend Jeremy Lee, who's one of the best voice actresses ever, we're like, well, we have to make her the chair, right? And call him Jeremy. So sometimes it's a different.
Like, well, we have a floor. What do we do with this character? And we start to work on it. What might it be? All these characters were developed at different times. Some faster than others. Some had different rewrites and stuff. But we didn't want them all to just be rhyming name, rhyming name, rhyming name. Even though it might seem like
Yeah, no, fair enough. No, I love it. I do want to come back a little bit, Amanda, to your character, because in the B-roll that we got playing here, there's why everyone else should fall in love with it.
Yeah, our game in general isn't
Jurassic
overly
World.
salacious, nor is it anything negative in that way. It's body,
Yeah.
it's fun, it's flirty, but mostly it's wholesome and a really good time.
Yeah.
We do have characters that we wrote. There's 100 different ones, and it's not all jokes and funny stuff.
Of course,
We really like to dip into some serious stuff. I mean, that's the idea of the concept, right? And then we deliver something more earnest.
Can date them in any order, so it meant that like some of our characters, Rebel for example, who is quite vulgar, let's just say, Skylar says, I've never seen my content aware go off like this, but you have the opportunity to have this content aware feature on, and anything that might be triggering, Skylar is able to like call you out, say what it is this something you're comfortable with, and if not, there's no judgment from us as developers. You can skip that character at absolutely no expense to your playthrough. You still get any ending that you want with them. Never comes up.
Yeah, it's a really a small percentage of when that content aware pops up. But if you see it the first time and you don't want to deal with it, gone forever, and then you can turn it back on whenever you'd like.
Exactly, yeah.
Amazing. Wonderful. Thank you so much for telling us about that. I love it.
Thanks for asking. Yeah.
You're so welcome.
We want people to have a good. To have someone walk in on you playing,
yes,
you know,
while you're chirping up the candelabra.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're like, oh God, don't look.
Yeah, of course.
So with it being a dating simulator, and you said there's 100 characters in there, are there any pre-existing relationships in the house? Are the players going to meet other complications along the way?
Ooh, yeah, quite a bit. I mean, all of these characters, when the game starts, they have a rich pre-existing life that the player then kind of gets to pull apart and unfold. Some of them interact a little bit more, some are maybe a little bit more siloed, but that's all stuff that the player gets to discover as they go through.
Yeah, I mean, we have two characters that debuted in the trailer, Harper and Dirk, and when you first encounter them, they're kind of intertwined. They're mixed up, and I won't say how to give away too much, but they're mixed up in not the world's. They have a content aware warning because their relationship could be viewed as toxic. Become friends, you can romance them separately, together, you can get them to hate you, and it's all whatever you feel as a player is the right pathway for you. That's been the best part of Gamescom, is watching people play and getting to see how they react, and we had some people go, oh no, what does this say about me? And we went, oh yeah.
expansion is set in a house. There's loads of rooms. The environment itself is a little bit of a character. So I wonder if there's anything you can share about the system in the game or the locations.
Yeah, well, we have secrets in the game.
Oh, absolutely. We have.
Do you want to tell me them all now?
We
or?
absolutely. All right, number 78 is. No, we have lots of. We have a house that you're walking in, and there's obviously a design challenge of how do you make this house interesting. The house changes based on what relationships you have with everybody, and there's little secret characters here and there that you might walk past 100 times, then realize through this system that we were. The magnifying glass helps you discover some of these clues to find these more secret characters.
Yeah, and they all exist in different states. Some obviously, what you would think, the kitchen characters are more connected than others, but you got the secret areas. But we also wanted this is our story delivery system, this house, and we don't want to get too far into it, but it changes and adapts depending on how you play the game. So what you do in the stories will affect the environment. But you're right, we want it to feel. I know. Shout out to my dad who designed the home based off a classic like mid-century house. So it feels like a real house that you live in as your player. But how you start your life, that's up to you.
That's
Maybe
totally
it's not
up to
enough.
you. Love it. Well, it's also described a little bit more of like a sandbox type game where, as you've said before, Ray, that you can date anyone, anytime, in any order. So I assume that there'll be some surprises along the way for the player. I know you're not going to tell me all the secrets, but is there anything you could tease for everyone at home?
Well, I'll say that something that we haven't shown off much at this, but there is an overarching story, a critical path that populates based on your progress and has a with everybody and get to see the full story of the Deviators unfold.
Interesting. Well, I cannot thank you enough for stopping by. I'm going to say it out loud and I'm going to get hated for it, but this is my highlight of the show. Like, truly. It's been a joy talking to you all. I hope you have a phenomenal Gamescom. I'm going to come down and play it myself after this and see who I can start dating, and I'll let you know who my favorites are. But one thing is for sure, I will never be looking at a fridge the same way again. Coming up, we're going to take to the skies with the latest map and join new planes to join Microsoft Flight Simulator. Then it's back down to Earth with the latest updates coming to Fallout 76. But battle that once helped him save an empire. Check out this deep dive into the first Berserker, Kazan.
General Kazan, who once saved the Empire from the Dragonkin, survives against all odds and seek revenge against his enemies. Kazan's battles emphasizes hardcore action, while they feature various combat mechanics. The core principle is see and respond. We put significant effort into creating precise and vivid combat experience.
Hop là. On est bientôt sur la fin, je pense, là. Ça y est. Hein.
Providing clear feedback for each decision. Combat moments are primarily divided into two phases: the monster's attack turn and Kazan's attack turn. We aim to make every moment enjoyable. To attack or choose to defend, or evade when necessary. Techniques like Just Guard and Just Evade, which requires precise timing, are also available. There is no single ensuring that this process effectively leads to defeating your enemies.
Help me!
Preemptive strikes are a key strategy for tackling powerful enemies with ease. When initiating a battle with a his enemies have stamina. and once depleted, they become exhausted until it recovers. In this state, significant damage can be inflicted not only on Kazan, but also on his enemies. Therefore, managing stamina is crucial. Good. In battles against strong enemies, including boss fights, using stamina strategically is particularly crucial. Inducing stamina consumption or success various methods become the core strategy for overcoming bosses. Additionally, targeting and destroying weak points can inflict significant damage and provide extra attack opportunities. Kazan is a skilled warrior who can proficiently wield various weapons, allowing you to experience different combat styles that maximizes each weapon's advantages. Although its attack power is somewhat lower, it features long reach, wide range, and impressive combo attacks, making it particularly advantageous in stamina-based combat. This weapon excels at efficiently draining the enemy's The Great Sword is another weapon Kazan can wield. It offers the option to charge most actions, favoring slow but exhilarating and powerful strikes. This weapon excels in solid guarding and counterattacks. On the fun of character development. As you progress, you'll acquire items and skills, evolving your combat from careful and strategic to powerful and exhilarating. Kazan's journey of revenge is about to begin. Don't miss out on the chance to experience the can join to the Insider program.
Hey York, it's great to see you. I'm gutted that I'm not seeing you in person, but I hear that you're in Seattle.
Yes, it's like the first time in at least 4 or 5 years that I'm not going to make it to Gamescom in person, which is a huge bummer because I love the show, I love the people, I love the vibe, the gamers. So yeah, but plus we always have a community event where we meet with the hardest core flight sim enthusiasts. But honestly, we're 13 weeks away from the launch of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And, you know, there's almost so much to do to make sure that everything is perfect that I'm just going to
Bon, c'est vraiment trop long.
Flight Simulator 2024 or MSFS24 as we now call it. It is the biggest undertaking ever in flight simulation. It's the biggest fleet, the most airports, the most sophisticated flight model, the best physics we've ever done. The digital twin is taking leaps forward. This time we added seasons, worldwide ship traffic, worldwide oil rigs, heliports, glider airports, animals. It's massive. And in MSFS 24, it's the first time that you can exit the aircraft and walk around. So we added tons of detail everywhere on Earth. So it's
Ouais, désolé pour les bugs et les machins, parce que tout me gonfle aujourd'hui, tout me gonfle.
Authentic aviation activities in a career, and that adds a completely new dimension to the sim. And so you can be like a firefighter or a firefighter pilot or a cargo pilot or a crop duster pilot
pareil,
or just a passenger
machin,
airline And on top of that, we added short burst activities like low altitude challenges, landing challenges. Just if you have a little bit of time, you can have fun in flight sim.
That is an insane amount of content. I also love the landing challenges. I once somehow managed to get 1 point on them, but you know, the Xbox very keen to share some goodies with the community. Can you tell us what?
Yeah, it's actually one of my greatest joys every year to come to Cologne and to bring something to the community that has local relevance. So I don't know if you remember last year, we did EDDK, which is the Cologne-Bonn airport, and we launched that alongside some European cities and a German plane.
En plus, ça parle de jeux qu'on connaît déjà depuis 1000 ans. Bon.
Bonn and Düsseldorf and Dortmund and Hanover, so really local cities. And we had launched the Junkers F-13, the first all-metal airliner in the world. And this year, we went all in. So I'm happy to announce we're launching World Update 18, which is the DACH region, so Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And we have assembled a huge amount of data for this. So we are launching all new aerials. So these are basically the satellite and aerial imagery that we use for textures of the landscape. And we're actually using the ones that we're going to launch in the next simulator in November. On top of that, we have photogrammetry cities. So these are the 3D cities that are shown in Flight Simulator. And we have Frankfurt am Main, so Hanau. And then we have Berlin, Potsdam, and Karo, so sort of northeast. And then in Austria, we have Linz, Vienna, and Salzburg. And in Switzerland, we have Bern and Zurich. And on top of that, we have 116, which we call POIs, or places of interest or points of interest, so famous places. And we made 9 more new missions that showcase sort of the environment in the region. It's one of the biggest updates we've ever done, and I can't wait to share it with the community.
And we've got a trailer, don't we, for That actually looked stunning. There's so many amazing places to check out. But
I'm so proud that we can basically bring regions of the planets to life with these world updates. And this particular one, I don't know if you know this, but I was actually born in Frankfurt, and I, as a little kid, grew up in Heinstadt, which is near the area. And then my mom comes from Darmstadt. My brother lives in Buchschlag. So when we got the new data, I immediately went into the game and into the sim and looked at it, and I found the house I grew up in, the kindergarten I went to. I was like, and then here's the house my mom grew up in. My brother lives over there. So it's super cool, and it's amazing always when I see how accurate everything is.
yeah, and I can imagine when you can now
Me. And we call that the digital twin. The whole goal is that we have a real one-on-one representation of the entire Earth. And the world, I always say the world is full of sensors. So there's sensors and satellites and aircraft, your phones, your cars, and we get all this data and we can feed that back into the sim. So it's getting better and better over time, which is just so cool.
Yeah, and now that we've seen the world update, can we expect a new aircraft to go with it?
Always, we call those local legends. So when we do a world update, we try to basically highlight important things in the history of aviation relative to that region. So for Germany, we did a few already. We did 2 Junkers and 2. It was first flown in 1937, and at the time, it was the most sophisticated airliner in the world. And we have a trailer.
That was actually amazing. I have never seen that plane before in my entire life, but can you unpack its significance for it being included in Microsoft Flight Sim?
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's not at all surprising because the plane, it came out in 1937 and it was a civilian plane. It made a famous flight from Berlin to New York. That was the goal, to have passengers in one go fly over the Atlantic. At the time, typically people flew in seaplanes and they had to take several stops. So this was the first one. And the reason why it tanks, and it flew much higher than everybody else did. So typically planes at the time flew 1,500 meters altitude. This one flew 3,000. So you could go, the air is thinner, less resistant, so you can go much further. So it was a major step forward. However, obviously the war came, and then the plane unfortunately just disappeared from the skies. But there's a really interesting story. In 1988, they actually found a wreckage. The plane was considered lost. They found a wreckage near Trondheim in Norway. They raised it. Took 11 years till 1999, It was not in good shape, let's put it this way.
Bon, à
And
mon
then there
avis,
was a
les
group
amis,
of
c'est bientôt la
volunteers,
fin
they
parce
call
que
themselves the
j'ai vu un petit peu le
Condorians,
programme du
that
live.
basically
On a fait
rebuilt the
quasiment
entire
tous les
plane
jeux sur
from
la
scratch,
liste.
basically, based on the
Voilà, c'est bon. Je pense que c'est le dernier jeu. Hein. Après, le reste. Oh là là.
in Berlin, and I'd followed that story. I called the museum. They allowed us to do a scan, and then we typically try to give something back, right? When we do these collaborations with museums. So I asked them, is there anything we can do to help you guys? And they said, hey, Jörg, you know, there is a Swiss collector who spent his entire life collecting all the instruments for the Condor, and he had sort of built in his house a dashboard of the Condor. But the man was at a point in his life where he wanted to part with his collection. So Microsoft actually bought the collection from the collector, gave it to the museum in Berlin, and they integrated it into the Condor. So, you know, we call it digital preservation, what we do in Flight Sim, right? And when we can connect that to the real world, where people do the real world preservation of planes, it's just one of the most...
Bon.
And it really is art imitating life. But thank you so much for joining us. I know you're really busy kind of getting the last bits for the update together, but you've got one cool announcement for everyone, don't you?
Yes. So World Update 18, the one we just talked about, is available right now. So the sky is calling. Go check it out in Microsoft Flight Simulator and download it today. And just in case you didn't know, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is releasing on November 19th.
Oui, mais comme d'habitude, allez, c'est bon. Oh. Flight Simulator, c'est chaque année, il y a quoi à présenter en plus, sincèrement, quoi. Il n'y a rien en plus à chaque fois. Stop, c'est bon, là. Putain, présentez-nous des nouveaux jeux. Que vos merdes de FIFA, de Call of, de bidule. C'est bon, on veut des nouveautés, merde, là, c'est bon. Ça bug, ça me fait chier là.
Hi, I'm Cody. But for all of you that can't be here, we wanted to give you a sneak peek at the demo as well as some exclusive footage.
Il y a un côté Little Nightmare, hein.
Little Nightmares 3 tells the story of
Donc,
Flo
je sais
and
pas trop,
Malone,
là.
two friends trapped within the spiral, a cluster of disturbing places. They will have to work together to survive in this dangerous world full of delusions and escape the nowhere. While Little Nightmares 3 is still playable in solo with an AI,
Ah oui,
you'll
d'accord,
also
c'est
be
Little
able to
Nightmare
play
3
with friends
avec
in
des
online
dunes de
co-op
sable.
and face
etc.
your childhood fears together.
Voilà, ça c'est intéressant. Voilà. Les deux premiers sont vraiment géniaux.
Welcome to the Necropolis.
Necropolis, d'accord.
Here for this walkthrough, we have our two characters, Lo with the Raven mask and the blue cape, and Alone with the green jumpsuit and the red pigtails. Each character is equipped with their own iconic item. Alone has a wrench that will have a variety of usages, like for example, activating mechanisms,
Ah, j'en ai marre là. Oh là là.
Lo's iconic item is a bow. It can be used to solve puzzles and make new paths when the road seems blocked. To survive in this dangerous world, teamwork would be essential, as Lo and Alone will have to work together to keep moving forward. During the game, our two friends will find new items to help them progress. Necropolis is a peculiar place. Raised from the desert sands and powered by gusting winds, it has been described as a city of eternal energy and certain death. It is a weird place that used to be inhabited by the dwellers. As you can see, the ancient Necropolis is now more of a ghost town, and it is unclear what happened to its inhabitants. is Monster Baby, one of the new residents of Little Nursery. She might have something to do with what happened to Necropolis and the people that used to live here. It seems that crows are not the only living inhabitants left. And to defend themselves against this threat, Lo and Elon had to work together and find new uses for the items. Well, night has fallen on Necropolis. It's the first time ever that we show this part of the game. As you can see, the mood in the real city has changed quite a bit.
Oula.
Oh, apparently Monster Baby doesn't sleep through the
Ah, là,
night.
c'est un gros gameplay du
Not
jeu.
sure
Hein.
we want to become one of the toys. We should probably avoid her gaze and
Ok.
play hide and seek behind the blocks.
Ouais, c'est comme dans le premier film où t'avais des... Ouais, ok, d'accord. C'était ultra stressant ce truc. Mon gros bébé. Oh.
It should be safe here. That's it for now. Thank you all for watching this gameplay walkthrough. We can't wait to show you more about the game.
Little Nightmare 3. Ok. Bah c'était sympa comme
Little Nightmares 3 will be available in
2025
2025 on Xbox Series,
sur Xbox
and
One,
Windows
Series,
PC.
Windows
We choose the
PC.
game now to make sure you don't miss any news.
Bon, ils ont hâte de nous donner plus d'infos.
Well, that was a
Ok.
spooky new look at Little Nightmares 3, which is coming
Là,
to
là
Xbox
c'était
in
intéressant.
2025.
Ça c'était
So
intéressant.
now it's time to go to the vault with Skyline Valley out now and the Milepost Zero update launching very soon. Our next guest has plenty to chat about. Here to give us more on the latest from Fallout 76, please welcome Milepost Zero Creative Director John Rush. John,
Awesome.
Thank you so much for joining me. How are you today?
Oh, great. Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Heck yeah, let's talk some Fallout, shall we?
Let's do it.
So first up, a huge part of the Fallout franchise and also Bethesda as a whole is community involvement and the impact that they actually have on yourselves, if that's fair to say. Can you tell me a little bit more about what that impacts your development timeline from the community involvement?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. I've said it before. Bethesda Game Studios has the best community in gaming. They're so great at giving feedback, saying what's not working, saying what they'd like to see. So the team always makes sure to stay on top of all that feedback, whether it's on Reddit or Discord or whatnot. And what we do is we kind of boil it down to large strokes, bigger trends, right? And what features can we make to satisfy these things that players want, and how do they fit across a timeline while satisfying our builders and our adventurers alike?
Nice. I mean, you mentioned Reddit just there, and I'm really curious how you actually use those sites or maybe other corners of the internet to actually take the feedback from the community and then put that in the game. What does that look like for you and the team?
Well, I'd like to outline some sort of really cryptic process, but it's really just me on my phone going down the posts and remembering, oh yeah, somebody said that. But it's more than just reading the feedback. It's also being able to look at that feedback through the lens of a player. So we all play the game on the team. I, speaking for myself, have multiple high-level characters I've gone through the game with to try different things. Multiple new characters fresh out of the vault to try different things. So looking at that feedback that we get from players through the lens of players ourselves and kind of trusting ourselves to make the right choices for the game.
Nice. Showing off with quite a few high-level characters there. I see you.
And by the way, I made those myself. I wasn't
done.
giving them. Thank you.
No, that's very good. We were chatting before about one of your latest characters, your ventures. Care to tell us or share with the viewers about the captain?
Oh yes, the latest character sometimes shows up on the socials, and that's Captain Nuke McCloud.
Nice.
And Captain Nuke McCloud lives up to his name and loves to drop nukes. So we get the community together, and they follow me around while I drop nukes, and we just have a lot of fun.
I'll stay out of the way of those servers. That's avoid the nukes.
Yep.
What is the reaction from the community that you see when you do take those comments, that feedback, and actually put it in the game? What's it like seeing the reaction to those from the community?
I think it's great. It's the type of feedback that we kind of get over time, right? Because it's not so much taking a specific thing like I want a neon green wig or something like that. It's looking at, hey, I'm looking for more things to do at the end of the game. I want more challenging experiences. So as those features kind of come out further down the road, we see that positivity from players reflected back at us through comments and feedback.
That's really cool. I mean, yeah, I love some character creator options as well. So maybe a neon green wig would be great, but that can wait as well. We've got plenty to do in Skyline Valley at the moment as well. And with that came the first new map expansion for the base game. Can you tell me what that means to you and the team and to the game itself about having that map expansion?
Absolutely. So I've been referring to it as a map mutation.
Nice.
Kind of keeping it within the vein of Fallout. But what I've come to learn over the years is that players really love to play on the Appalachia map. Appalachia in our game is really kind of the main character, and we were introduced to Appalachia when the game first came out, and it's really changed since then, and all the updates that we've had. So, knowing that players really like to stay in Appalachia and experience that, we wanted to give them opportunities to continue telling their own stories. So using Skyline Valley as a reference, they have more places to build, more places to adventure, and also using Skyline Valley for a way to further the story of Appalachia itself, telling our own stories for the players to experience. So the idea for Skyline Valley came from Vault 63. It was really mysterious what was going on there. So we were thinking, what should this new region look like? Well, it's about Vault 63, and that's dark and mysterious. So let's make this region dark and mysterious. And so that's kind of where the tone of the new space came from and the thought behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the mission, the pre-update mission that you do, and you go to that massive big manor house and like literally just looks like hellfire everywhere around, and it is very much dark and mysterious, but also very fun to explore. What other things in Skyline Valley, what other game features were added with this new update, the latest one?
Game features added with Skyline, well, there's a new horrible creature walking around called the Thrasher, which is just awful.
Yeah.
this big turkey abomination, which is a lot of fun to see. We've also got a new boss in there that's triggered by nukes, the trifecta terror, the trio Storm Goliaths, which are really fun to fight. And they play off one another, which is kind of a new mechanic. You kill one, the other two get stronger. You kill one of them, and the last one gets really strong. So that's fun.
Yeah, that is fun and also terrifying. That's great. Yeah. And then also with Vault 63, we've got a whole bunch of ghouls in there too, which is fun. And speaking of ghouls, it would be fair to chat about the Fallout TV show and my favorite character, Walton Goggins, aka the Ghoul. So how are you enjoying the TV show, firstly? Have you enjoyed it?
Which viewing? I've watched this series about 4 times.
Heck yeah,
I love it. Great, awesome.
You can recite it already, probably, dreaming about it.
What I love most about the show is through the visuals, through the story, through the characters, how true to Fallout it was for people that maybe weren't familiar with Fallout before, or maybe had played other Fallouts in the past, watching the show, experiencing that story and wanting more. where can they get it? Come to Fallout 76, come to Fallout 4, come to 3. So it's been great seeing that influx of players coming in, having fresh new Fallout experiences to them.
Yeah, that's such a good point. You're so right. I think I was a massive Fallout fan before the TV show, but again, just watching that and immediately feeling that same feeling that I had playing Fallout 4 when that first launched. I mean, I used to fall asleep, this is really sad, but I used to fall asleep listening to Diamond City Radio at nighttime. But yeah, the TV show just encapsulates everything. You're so right. And with that success, how has that like been reflected in Fallout 76 as well? We've seen some maybe some new jumpsuits added, vault suits. What other parts has influenced the game?
Sure. So with the show, we made very specific offerings that had specific ties to the show, like Lucy's backpack or the cowboy duster, which players really love, and they're very Fallout, thematic to Fallout. So it was great to add those. I would say, you know, from the reception the show has gotten, it's really sort of emboldened us to continue taking the game in the direction we have been. It's sort of fortified, in our brains, the decisions that we've been making.
On va arriver à 3 heures de
You know,
conférence,
very,
là, je
very
pense.
true to Fallout, and it's really got us pumped for what's coming up down the
15
road.
heures.
Heck yeah. Can you tell me your favorite character?
16 heures.
From the show?
Yeah.
It's got to be Thaddeus. Why aren't I dead? Yeah, it's great. It's so funny.
Thaddeus is great.
Thaddeus is
You're
good.
right.
I like all the characters. But Thaddeus,
Of course, yeah.
Thaddeus had me laughing, yeah.
Stunning. Now, we've mentioned a wee bit about Skyline Valley, but obviously we have Milepost Zero coming up very soon. What can players look forward to in this new update coming?
Milepost Zero is a really exciting update. Of course, we've got the caravans that we've been talking about that I was watching players play just back there, which was a lot of fun. Caravans is awesome. We've also got a new legendary crafting system, which gives players a lot more agency into making specific gear they want for their builds, gives them a bit more control. And we've got best builds, which is a great step forward for our builders and being able to connect them so they can share their builds in game much easier and show appreciation to one another. If you run across a best build camp that you like, you give it a thumbs up, and upvoted camps with most thumbs up get featured on multiple servers across Appalachia, so it's really cool.
That sounds sick. I'll definitely be challenging myself. I love games like Fallout, and then also in Elder Scrolls Online, and then I love building in The Sims as well. So yeah, definitely I'll be building and maybe taking some inspo from the rest of the community as well. That sounds awesome.
Cool.
I can't wait for that. Now, you mentioned as well you've seen some of the fans playing it here on the booth at Gamescom, and then also in the public test server just now. How have you found the reaction? Are people happy with it? Are you excited? Have you been taking notes as well?
It's great. You know, I think overall they're really excited. Again, it goes back to giving our players the tools and the agency to make their own stories in the game. So what better stories are you going to come up with than running the perilous route of Skyline Drive while being assaulted by giant thrasher turkeys and raiders, you know, doing caravans with your friends. It's just super cool.
Yeah. There's some many new adventures to look forward to. That's so sick. Now, can't wait for Milepost Zero, but John, is there anything else that you want to share with me today maybe?
Maybe there is. You know, we've talked about Milepost Zero quite a bit.
Yes.
Milepost Zero is awesome. We know that's coming out pretty soon, September 3rd. We've got Ghouls coming out early next year. What's in between? We've got an exciting update coming out this December. This December, players get to experience the Gleaming Depths.
Heck yeah.
Raids the Gleaming Depths. This is an end-game experience for our most hardcore adventurers, full of nasty bosses that are tough to take down, big challenges, teamwork. It's great. And once players get to the end of it, if they live to tell the tale, they get a chance at getting 4-star legendary weapons, power armor, and gear.
Sick. I love that exclusive. Let's go. Gleaming Depths. I cannot wait to try that out. I'll have a lot of grinding to do, but yeah, maybe the captain can come in and help me out, level my character up. Love that so much. John, I've got one more question that I'd love to know the answer for. Would you rather eat a fried rad roach or some glowing fungus stew?
So I'm not going to get into specifics, but I kind of already have a preference from past experience. I have had glowing rad roach before. I was at the show premiere. It was absolutely fantastic. I would never turn down the opportunity to have that again. So Glowing rad roads.
Glowing rad roads.
Absolutely.
There we go. We heard it here. John, thank you so much for chatting with me, and thank you for joining us. Now, fans obviously won't have to wait long at all for the next Fallout 76 update. Milepost Zero launches September 3rd. Check out Xbox Game Pass to play Fallout 76, as well as a metric ton of other titles right now. Remember, with Xbox Game Pass, you can get new games on day one, like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on October 25th, play some of the biggest games of the year, and unlock partner benefits from our pals at Riot Games and EA Play. And if you're not already a Game Pass member, what are you doing? Join now and get your first month of PC Game Pass for $1 or €1. This offer won't last long, so act now. So coming up, we have the team from Towerborn stopping by to walk us through their latest gameplay demo. But first, it's the latest from Planet Coaster 2.
When I walk outside with my head in the clouds, everywhere I go, I keep singing out.
Oh là 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 là, mon dieu. Ça, c'est vraiment des jeux, les amis, en fait, franchement, que... Bon, voilà. Après, j'aime bien faire rigoler. C'est Planet Coaster 2. Oh, j'ai adoré le premier. J'avais pu y jouer à la Paris Games Week, justement.
Hi, I'm Rich Newbold, Game Director at Frontier Developments. I hope you enjoyed the trailer for Planet Coaster 2. I'm here to show you a bit more about the game. Let's dive in. Planet Coaster is a creative management simulation game where players can build their dream coaster park, manage that park, and then share their creations with others. In Planet Coaster 2, we have new water park features. We have deeper creativity, new management tools, and the possibility of building a park with a friend, one player at a time, by sharing a save. To celebrate our new water park features and new creative tools, we're going to be adding a new flume to this pool area of our park for our guests to enjoy. We're going to be doing that by going down to our flume section, and we're going to be adding a brand new flume. We have a number of different flumes or slides that you'll be able to build in the game, one of which will be our body flume, which is what we're going to place in our pool area. Before we build the flume itself, we're going to need to build a flume platform for our guests to enter the flume from. So we're going to build our platform, and then we have a number of different start pieces that our guests will use to enter the flume. We have our kind of standard open flume piece, as well as different special types of pieces. We have a flume vertical start piece for our guests to enjoy, which is a trapdoor piece where our guests will get in, and then the trapdoor will open up and they will drop through into the flume. As we're building our flumes, we can see that our test dummy is coming as well. It will follow the flume pieces as we're adding them, and then give us the excitement, fear, and nausea rating of our flume, and then give us feedback on whether this is going to be an enjoyable experience for our guests. And for this flume, we have a number of different flume pieces. We have open pieces and we have enclosed pieces. So we're going to add an enclosed piece to this flume. We also have different types of pieces, one of which is our transparent piece. So we're going to add a transparent piece to our flume so we can see our guests as they come down these flumes for them to enjoy. We also have a number of end pieces that you can put on your flume, including run-out lanes. But for the end of this body flume, I think we'll be adding one of our plug hole pieces, which is one of our special end pieces. So we're going to place that down, and now that's in place, we're going to edit the way that our flume looks. So we can go to our customization tab and change the different color options on our flumes. Flumes in real life have a very striking stripy pattern, and what we can do here is adjust the colors of each one of those segments on our flume. So we can change our Flume special pieces and start pieces to be a nice green for our guests to enjoy. We can change the color of our second segment of our flume to be a complementary green. Change this purple area to be yellow. And then finally change the last segment of this flume to be a nice black as well. At the moment, our flume does look good, but I think we can make it even better and more attractive for our guests by adding scenery to the platform around it. So let's add a few rubber rings to really make it thematic to the experience that our guests will be having as they enjoy this flume. Now that's in place, we need to add an entrance to our flume for our guests to get onto the platform. So we're going to add our flume stairpiece so that our guests can get up onto the platform and enjoy the flume.
Bon, c'est très long là pour pas grand chose. Voilà. N'empêche, ça donne envie. Ça donne envie d'aller dans un parc aquatique et de se la couler.
If you like this video, Planet Coaster 2 is now available for wishlisting. Thank you for...
Bon bah ça bug, hein, normal, pas de panique. Mais ça ne s'arrête jamais, c'est pas possible.
And welcome to the world of Eternal Strands. Embark on your journey as a young, magic-wielding weaver named at your base. Various skills.
You've worked hard for this, and I have.
On your way to discover the fate of these shattered lands. The mantle, the magical cloak on your back, grants you creative ways to manipulate the environment to your advantage and defeat your foes. All sizes. Behold, an art.
Is she really ready to fight that thing?
Pick your battles. A day has passed. Reforge your gear with your hard-earned resources. Two battles are the same, as epics roam freely between maps, and extreme weather alters the battlefield in this true physics playground. Harvesting strands from these... With new powers at your command, and the world is your weapon, you hold the key.
Ça fait 3 heures que c'est en live là.
The mantle in Eternal Strands.
Le pire c'est que ça raconte rien quoi. Putain, ça fait 3 heures qu'on est en live. Ils ne peuvent pas s'arrêter chez Microsoft. Ok, c'est bon. Voilà. Oh la vache!
Arnie Jorgensen. So how is everything going at Gamescom, Trisha?
It's fantastic. We're so excited to be back. The crowd has been exceptional, as always, and the booth's been full, and players are just enjoying themselves. A lot of excitement, a lot of smiles on their faces, and we're just happy to always have the game in the hands of the players.
Yeah, it's been amazing at Gamescom this year. So many people, but it's also been a huge week for you guys.
Indeed.
Tell me a bit more about it.
Absolutely. On Tuesday, we announced that we will be on early access on Steam on September 10th.
Yep.
And we're coming to game preview on Xbox and Windows PC in 2025.
So really not that far away as well. And I'm also so excited because we've got a demo that we're going to be playing. But McLaren, for those that haven't seen Towerborn yet, can you give us the elevator pitch? Why is this game going to be so much fun to play?
Yeah, so it's the quintessential side-scrolling brawler, which you see generally in like a smaller single-player, shorter experience game. We've decided, why not make this a bigger game? Why not put in sweet loot drops? Why not let your friends play together, collect cool stuff, and kill bigger enemies, and then brag about it? So that's basically what we built.
It's what we all love to do as well.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons I'm so excited to hop into this demo as well, because I got to play it here last year, and honestly, I love these type of games like World of Warcraft I brought up on, but going into Towerborn, I'm a little bit competitive, and we've also got 3 different characters on screen. So I think, Arnie, if you can kind of talk us through what each of us can do, the different abilities that we've got.
Sure. So everyone just kind of mess around on this first screen before we get too deep. But we're going to be going to early access with 4 different classes. Here we see the Shadow Striker. She's got dual daggers, and she can move about the screen really quickly.
Putain, c'est long. Allez,
then we also have the Sentinel
des
with the
jeux,
sword
on
and
s'en
shield.
bat les
He can block, and he can also parry. So if done at the correct time, you raise your shield,
Je pense
bang,
que
they become dizzy.
Voilà, faut filtrer.
And then we got the Pyro class here with the War Club. Big, slow, heavy damager that can fight through damage. So that's the 3 that we've got right here. We're not showing off the Rock Breakers, which, I'm sorry.
No,
that's not daggers. That's the Rock Breakers with the giant clubs.
I know, this is the thing.
What we're not showing is the dual daggers. That's right, the Shadow Striker. I'm sorry.
I'm actually quite excited because I have seen Trisha use the fist before, right? And I was like, she was doing a lot of damage, so I was like, that's what I'm playing as. So I've also got is it an ombre above me? Is it
an umbra?
An umbra. An umbra. So how does that work?
So the umbra is part of your loadout. We're going to be launching with about 9 different umbra and then adding them as we go through early access. But all the different umbra give you different abilities. Some could do damage, some could do healing. So we see 3 different umbra here today, and we'll see what they do.
Well, I'm quite excited. And how do I trigger? Is that with my right trigger?
That's with your right trigger. Now, if you press your right bumper, that's when you're going to do this massive damage punch.
Oh. Okay. So I don't want to use that. So that's the little thing on the bottom of the screen, isn't it, when you can kind of see the bar?
So the orange bar, if you look at your HUD up there, the orange bar, as that fills up, that will be your right bumper button. That's the special ability.
Okay.
The 3 little pips down at the bottom, when those turn blue, if you hold your left trigger and hit your light attack or your heavy attack, it will do 1 of 2 special abilities and consume 1 of those pips.
Okay, nice. All right, should we go forward to our first fight? Right, I'm kind of just.
Good luck, man.
All right, I'm going in first. It's not because I'm trying to do the most damage, I promise.
There's a lot of different things to remember for each class, but for now, just have fun playing. You'll learn the class over the hours of playtime.
And there's like combos, isn't there, that you can do? So you kind of want to set it up to do the most. And
that's right.
The little bar on the bottom. How do I get that to charge faster?
Just by hitting things, or by completing combos. By completing combos, it's going to fill up much faster, and that's your weapon meter.
How do I know my combos? Is it just like mixing up like fast and heavy attacks, or?
Yeah, it's a combination of using your light and your heavy. It's a 4-button combo system, so any combination of those 4 buttons will do different things. And if you hold down X, you can launch enemies into the air, get up there and do some aerials. Ooh, nice, coming in and stealing my kill, Benny. I appreciate that.
I would never do. I'm not a kill thief. I am just getting involved.
Sir. I am. I'm happy to.
That was
help that out.
I'm not sure that the people watching here know that there's a friendly rivalry going on right here. We're actually tracking damage done in this, so we can see if Benny can beat Trisha and McLaren.
Don't know what you're on about. Please.
We're gonna find out, aren't we?
Oh no, I've just missed. I've just wasted my combo.
It's a no-lose, McLaren. If you win, you basically be a professional gamer.
Pretty much.
No.
That's the goal here.
I know you guys are running too far ahead, right? This is. Right, there we go. No, I'm good now. Don't worry, I've got my own enemy.
It's been my dream to beat a professional gamer. So.
Hey, can you not steal my damage, please? That's my damage.
Absolutely.
Oh, you just stopped him getting up.
Yes, sir.
If you hit him early enough, you can whack him pretty quickly. It's like whack-a-mole.
How you doing over there, Benny?
I think I'm doing good. I think I've done a lot of damage. I'm hitting my combos. Oh no, I've just missed. I keep wasting my. Okay, no.
How you doing?
No, I feel like I'm falling behind.
Man, Trisha's got the best weapon with that spin to win. That's normally my weapon.
Trisha's actually playing McLaren's weapon.
I know, it's so irritating.
But Benny is playing Trisha's. Trisha's really good with the rock breaker.
Maybe you haven't seen my stats on all the weapons yet, but I played them all. Don't you worry.
All right, hold on. There's a couple more people.
We're on its trail, and we'll see what happens here as we enter the next cave.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Are you McLaren, are you sure you're ready?
Here we go.
Let's go.
Are you sure? All right.
Let's go.
All right, wait. No, I've got. You know where he's going.
There we are.
Oh no. All right, there we go. No, there we go.
It's the Pango Gira. Now, if you notice, there's a break bar at the bottom of the screen right under the health bar of the boss. McLaren, tell us a little bit about that.
So it's a quintessential break bar. The minute you break it, it will stun the boss and allow you to go into a punish phase. And so, oh, geez, man, it's always those rocks, always in the face.
Pay attention.
I know. So now he's in a broken phase, so now you can just do all of your combos, do all of your damage.
Pummel him.
Yeah, this is where you really
Benny, this is where you get your damage.
This is where you get the numbers up.
I'm going. That's where I'm going.
Get your numbers up.
There we go. I need to use my ombre.
Your ombre?
I love it.
I don't know why I'm calling it.
Officially change it to ombre.
I don't know why I'm calling it an ombre.
I think I'm officially changing it to ombre.
We're literally doing about... We just turned this game into an esport somehow.
All right, come on. I got no back. Wait, are you dead?
No, not even close.
It's a damage. Now, I do have to say, this boss has been wrecking people on the show floor.
Yeah, it's been pretty great.
But we've got some people here that have played this game before.
Yeah.
That might be making it look a little easy.
Oh my god, there's so many rocks getting thrown at my head.
Right.
Right, here we go. Right, I need
messed
time
that
as well.
Boink. All right, there we go.
This is
no, I've just wasted. No.
This is the type of fight, as you would expect in any game like this, that if you beat a boss, you're going to get wicked good gear. You're going to get great weapon drops, aspect drops, which are gems or mods that you can slot into your equipment. But this is the type of fight that you want to go into and get beat, because this is where you get the good stuff.
Yep.
Oh, I've just done. By the way, I've just done so much for us there.
Did you really?
I've just taken out like 10 ads.
Well,
Benny's carrying the team. He's carrying the team.
Yeah, he really is.
Appreciate that. I've taken the boss down to quarter life.
What I found though,
J'ai rien à dire là,
get one
franchement.
damage for every
Ils sont
single
en train de jouer à des
kills,
jeux
so
vidéo là.
I'm just putting it out there that I'm being a team player.
I see.
Yeah.
And it's not because I think I'm behind on the damage curve.
Oh, gee, I rolled right into it too.
Get good.
I think I know better. Look at that. First death, who does that belong to?
Wow.
I know how to play this game, I promise, folks. I'm working on it.
All right, here we go.
There it is, unload.
There we go. We got him.
Go. On this phase.
That's it.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
jump,
let's
don't
go. All right, now the moment of truth.
I don't think we need to take a look at the damage.
I think we do.
I don't think you know what we're basing this off? Eliminations. Let me know, like in the chat, if we should base it off eliminations or not.
F in chat for Benny.
I don't want to look at my stats.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I don't want to look.
Damage.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's going on?
12,000.
Let's go.
Ouh là 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 là, mais c'est bon là.
Can we like? Oh, come on, I know there's something wrong. I defeated way more than 9 enemies.
Did you though?
I swear I did.
Did you though?
Well, that's
They played the game once or twice. But you know, hold on a second. So this right here is the combat that we're showing here on the show floor, and we're just pushing right now the combat of Towerborn. I think is really something special. But the whole game is an RPG. There's a huge map that you move out onto, and you explore tile by tile, just like this, and you uncover through the fog of war different areas of bosses, loot chests, ventures, which are our version of dungeons. There's a ton to explore in this RPG, and then you go back to the tower and you get your missions. You go to the forge. What is it saying for Towerborn?
Yes, that's right. I totally blanked.
Hold on a second.
I was like, you're the one that told me.
I was basking in my success, and I just wasn't listening to anything except that I beat Benny, a pro gamer.
The saying of Towerborn is,
by the way,
I want to explore the world, and I want to be strong enough to do it.
Next time, I'm going to get some practice
Next time.
in,
Allez.
I will beat you.
On passe, on finit le live là parce que j'en peux plus là. Allez là, putain.
We'll do it. You guys join in Zoom, play a game. We'll show it on the site.
Yeah, we'll do it. But one thing I have to say is we're seeing more games go into early access. Why was it so important and specifically to go into Steam for you, Trisha?
Yeah. Absolutely. Getting the game into players' hands is super important to us. We want to have that the discussion with the community, have them be a part of the game building. It's what Stoic has always done from our very first game. And so getting there, being able to have that and have the input and take it in. Steam just happens to do that well for us, and we want to make sure we're fully prepared for when we come to game preview next year and have an expansive players, the number of players coming in. We're truly ready for them. We don't want to disappoint.
Honestly, it's been some of the most fun I've had. I've really enjoyed playing it, and I can't wait to go and sit there and then beat you. It will happen. I'm excited for next time.
Anytime, any place.
I don't doubt it.
But thanks so much for stopping by. But remember to wishlist right now at towerborn.com if you want to go and have a go yourself. Now, if that chat has you hyped for Towerborn, then you'll love what the team has in store. Check out a taste of a new dev diary coming soon.
Towerborn is an action RPG online multiplayer game.
We're going to support for many years. It's a living world. Steam Early Access is a great vehicle for us to get started.
My greatest joy in this is going to be sitting here a year from now going, I had no idea that this would go in this direction.
And now it's time to say goodbye, but only until tomorrow. And what a day tomorrow will bring.
So you got to make sure you join us when we kick off our final day of coverage with one of the most anticipated titles of the year. It's Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. We'll also jump into the world of Metaphor ReFantasio, a fantasy RPG from the minds behind Persona 3, Persona 4, and Persona 5. Plus, the team from Thunder Lotus will stop by to help us all survive God's judgment in 33 Immortals. And Lena, we're going to give you a rare look at Avowed.
Yes! So thanks for watching and auf Wiedersehen. Bye!
Ah, ça y est, c'est la fin. Bon, bah franchement, il n'y avait rien d'exceptionnel. C'était mou. C'était... Ouais, c'était mou. Hein. Désolé, oui, je sais, on me voit pas, mais je peux pas allumer les lumières parce que... Voilà. Bon, les amis, merci de m'avoir regardé. Ciao tout le monde.